late again. We're getting them out week by week. Look, I can't control it. The internet takes 3 or 4 days to upload.
Did we do one last week?
Mm-hmm. It was like 3 days of uploading. So that's why I kind of just went back. I went to just like getting them out weekly instead of like one day, because if it's setting myself up, but I can't control if it takes that long to upload, you know what I mean? What have we been up to? What's been going on?
Zara's been in heat.
We got a dog in heat. Keep catching her trying to sneak out the back door. Got that neighbor husky down there a couple of yards. Just here, keep making eyes at. She said, yeah, you know the one.
She said, oh my God, I'm stuck.
Yeah, so we've been dealing with that. I don't know how many people have ever dealt with a dog going through heat. I've only ever had one dog. I think Abby, she went through heat back whenever I lived at Mom and Dad's way back in the day, and I think that's the only dog I've ever owned that I can think of even going through that.
The only dog I ever remember was Andy, my boxer, and we had to get her fixed like super early because if she got pregnant, she would have died basically, like some with her hips. But
okay.
so like, I think I was like 10, but I feel like I remember, I could be crazy, but I feel like I remember Mom and Dad like didn't want her in the house. Like I feel like we took her out to the garage. The garage was heated, but there was like, they set up a area for her to be in. Zara now. And I just remember being out in the garage, and she had her own little designated area. And then immediately after that, they got her fixed. So that was probably when I was like 10 or 12. So yeah, 20 years ago.
I think we're about out of the woods with her. We were reading up on the internet. It was saying like a 7 to 10 day type of thing. I think we're
a month
total of heat,
but like 5 to 7 days of actually like bleeding.
Yeah, which is just an interesting thing all around. You know, I've been thinking about it. It's just like weird. Like, do you think that she understands? She's like, I'm like transitioning into a dog. I'm no longer a pup.
First of all, she's always going to be a baby. I saw like this meme on Instagram. It was a reel, and it was like, everyone's really confused about dog, like in case you're confused about dog years. 0 to 1 year old, a baby. 1 to 3, just a baby. 3 to 6, like all of them are just a little baby. And she is. I feel like she's still really small. She's like, what, 7 months, 8 months now?
Yeah, she's kind of plateaued growing.
Do you think that she's plateaued, or do you think we just haven't noticed because we haven't really?
Probably a little of both. I think she's definitely still growing, but it was really quick there for a little bit. Yeah, it's a wild thing. You got to follow them around, and you got to put diapers on them, and then
it's been a learning curve. At first I thought we were gonna have to diaper her 24/7 because I thought it was gonna be bad. But then I got to reading, and they like clean themselves like a cat, and you're not really supposed to keep them in a diaper the whole time because they can't clean themselves, and then they can get an infection. So we really only diaper her when she's running around the house, and then at nighttime. So like during the day, she's in her kennel, and we just put puppy pads in there. But it's not as bad as ever. Like, I had prepared myself for a lot worse.
All right.
And it really hasn't been that bad.
Yeah.
But she's got an appointment to get spayed March 7th.
I don't think she knows yet.
She does not know yet. She likes going to the vet, though. She doesn't mind it. She might after that. But
right.
I don't know. I guess they didn't give him, I was expecting them to give him like a cone whenever he got neutered, and they didn't do that, and he really didn't bother it.
Yeah.
But do you think that they will give her a cone, or we'll have to pay for one? Or do you think I should just get online and order one of those? I like those little donut ones because they're not super obnoxious. It's like just enough to where she can't. I would almost like to just go ahead and order that and have that in case we need it.
Right.
Because I think she would do better with that. She's really a good girl.
What else? Anything else new? Anything? Nothing I can think of.
You got your truck back?
Finally got it back. 6 months later or whatever.
It was only 3 months. I think it was like out a month. The transmission was out a full month before we took it. But I looked back on my calendar and they'd had it for 3 total months. But probably like 4.5 months total of it being out.
Yeah. Yep, got it back. Other than that, been the same old same. I've been wanting to start each episode with like, I've been thinking of like something I like to do like at the beginning, and I think that even if we have like discussions that aren't about like addiction or alcoholism or whatever the case may be, if it's just like random stuff, like I still would like to like start every episode maybe like even if it's just like a statistic or if it's like a fact about addiction or just like something related, just to like keep that relevant all the time, because that's like the whole point of why we ever even wanted to do this kind of, or like, that was like kind of the breeding grounds of the whole starting this podcast. I'm good with words. And so I think keeping that relevant, even like I said on the episodes, like if that's like not what's like being discussed is like fine, but just like to have that, because like I said, that is like the whole point of like where this all started from. And not even always like I don't want to like always talk about like negative shit. You can find crazy stuff on the internet that's fun to talk about that doesn't have to be sad or whatever. That's what I found this. I was looking, I was doing some research, some facts about like alcoholism in other countries, and I was reading about in Russia. I saw 2 different things. It's pretty wild. It says in Russia, medical professionals have a unique way of treating alcoholism. A small capsule is inserted into the skin, which is designed to cause a severe reaction when alcohol is consumed. Even after the tiniest sip of alcohol, the individual will experience serious side effects that can only be compared to symptoms of heroin withdrawal.
Wow.
That's gnarly.
The United States has something like that. I don't know the medication, but I remember you got to be willing to do it. And it's not like a patch or anything like that. I think it's like a pill or something. And if you drink any alcohol on it, it makes you, I don't know if it's equivalent to heroin withdrawal, but it makes you like severely sick.
Yeah, I know they used to. I had some guys I knew like back in high school that got busted drinking by their parents because they were on like Accutane and shit and were taking shit for their acne. And if you drink alcohol, you break out crazy bad on that shit. Yeah. And I had a buddy that was on it, and we got all drunk and fucking broke out like crazy, and his mom knew he wasn't supposed to be drinking.
Ooh,
but,
do you think it wouldn't be worth it to me if you told me you get drunk tonight and you're gonna have the worst acne ever for the next few days? I think I'd be good on it.
Yeah. Wow. It's like whenever you sit back and think about like what alcohol really does to you, and like as a whole, yeah, it's really wild. Like
it's crazy. It's like kind of
scary to like.
Yeah, I feel like when we're in it, like it's bad for you, but it doesn't really matter. But right. I feel like now, I don't even know how long it's been since I've had a drink, but I don't even think about it. You know what I mean? Like I don't like going to concerts or like us going places.
Yeah, it's just not a part of anything anymore.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until like the last couple of days. I just realized that I hadn't thought about it. Mom and Dad went to that concert the other night. Last night, I was like, they're going to have to both drive a vehicle home. And what are the odds of them not having a drink? They might not have. They probably didn't. They don't really drink like that all the time. But it's just crazy that some people can't do that. Some people literally have to get hotel rooms and stuff like that over here because they can't drive home after events anymore. And think of the last time we've had to do that.
Yeah, I had to stay anywhere I didn't want to stay.
Yeah.
Because I was incapable of taking myself somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, not only... Yeah, no, it's really weird, too. I was thinking about... I've been really getting caught up in myself lately with this. I have a fucking control issue.
Mm-hmm. Is this new information to you?
Well, you know, I don't think so, but, like, I'm just now, like...
Getting comfortable with it?
Yeah, acknowledging it. Yeah. And I think it's, I've always been like that. But that was, like, it's so weird. I don't know, I probably talked about this before, but it's like that, and I'm sure anyone that's, like, dealt with addiction could probably relate to the idea of, like, me being able to use those things. It is a form of control because I get to control how much gets drank, how I feel. You know what I mean? It's a weird sense of control that probably doesn't make sense for someone that doesn't. But, like, whenever you feel like everything's out of control, but you can go to this substance and, like, in that space with that substance, you do feel like you have control in that moment, you know, because you're like, I'm making the choice to do this.
But in hindsight, do you really feel like that? Because
no, you're completely out of control. You spiraled.
Yeah.
You've lost your fucking mind. You're not really in control now.
Yeah.
You're lying. The devil, whoever's on your shoulder, is lying to you. You're not really in control.
Right.
But you think so, yeah. And, you know, that's why the people isolate, you know, they're by themselves. Like, I can control this little environment here of, like, because I can't control a single thing that's going on anywhere else in my life. But, like, for these next 30 minutes after I do this or drink this or smoke this or whatever it is, you know, it's like I'm in control of that in, like, in a weird way. And so now it's really weird that, like, and the idea, like you just said, of, like, being too drunk to, like, leave or, like, not be able to get myself where I want to go, like, that gives me anxiety thinking about that, of, like, being trapped somewhere that I can't leave. And, like, I don't like that idea at all either. It's just, like, weird that it blows my mind over and over and over whenever I have these, like, realizations of these things, and, like, I just, like, realize how fucked up everything was. And, like, my mindset, and, like, I was so twisted and was, like, just confused, and, like, I, like, thought I had shit under control and, like, all these things, and it was like, you didn't, like, not that I really do now, like, I'm, you know, not like I'm just sitting here, like, have it all figured out, but I can at least acknowledge that, like, no, you're fucked up, dude. Like, you're, like, kind of a piece of shit, you know? Like, that's what, like, goes through my mind, and it, like...
I feel like you gotta be careful with that, too, though.
Well, I'm like it's like a, you know, I can chase the highs and I can chase the lows, and so, like, I bounce from one end to the other, and so, like... It's because I have days where, like, I wake up and I look in the mirror and I'm like, I'm getting in shape, like, I feel good, look pretty good, like, all right, like, you know, like, that positive, like, up, and then, like, I have days where I'm like, whoa, like, you gotta remember, Kimosabi, like, you ain't all that. Like, let's not forget, you know.
I do feel like, yeah, you have to keep yourself in check, though, because I feel like you have, like you thrive off of, like, your ego. Like, when people are hyping you up, I feel like that can be, like, a dangerous area for you. Not that I, like, want to just keep knocking you down or anything like that, like, but I feel like that can be a slippery slope for you.
Yeah, the control thing is really, like, wild for me. It's like, I don't know, it's just hard to believe that I just, like, let myself be that out of control and, like, have no control. But I guess that's, you know, whenever you've, like, convinced yourself that that's not really the case of what's going on. But yeah, I think that's why, and I've noticed that I do it a lot in other things too now. So, like, music, like, I don't listen to full songs. It's like a thing. It's not just like me, like, next, like, I get to the end of the song and, like, I know it's, like, coming, like, 20 seconds left, and it's like, next. Because I get to control that.
Yeah,
I say when the next song comes.
I've ever realized that.
I say when the next song comes on. Like, it's all these little things that I do.
You're crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, with that video you see with... Have you seen that video with the two, like, I think they're like Mexican dudes and they're chilling and dude gets on his phone, he's like on live and he's like, yeah, like me and the homie, like where the bitch is at? And his buddy was like, oh dude, he's like, you got my girl on there. Like, and he was like, oh, he's like, I thought you said you blocked her, homie. And he's like, I blocked her on my phone. He's like, I didn't block her on your phone. He's like, she can see your shit. And then they're going back and forth. He's like, oh shit. And he's like, yeah, dude, something about like she hits me or like it's like bad. And he was like, oh, he's like, homegirl domestic violence. Have you seen that? That's what it reminded me of. You're like, oh, you're crazy. But yeah, it's little things just like that. Like,
so like whenever I feel like I drive quite a bit with us, like here in town and stuff. Does that bother you that I don't, like, you don't ever change the song? You listen to a full song whenever I'm driving?
Yeah, because I don't want you to see. Because the whole, like you ever notice whenever I ride in the car and I'm in the passenger seat and I'm like,
I just thought that was your
like looking out the window and it's like, it's not that bad. It's not like, I'm not over there like, oh, I need to change that song. Like, no, it's not that serious. But just like if I'm by myself, like, you'll never catch me to a full song. I think it like comes, I think maybe this is a stretch. Maybe like people think I'm like making this nothing. I don't know. But it just like, I've noticed there's just small things like that I do. And I've just started to notice I'm doing it lately, and I'm thinking it's like about the control. It's just like a little bit of me being able to like control, like, you know, because there's still a lot of days where I just feel like I have no control and I have no idea what's going on, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I feel like I'm running in circles and wasting time and like just fading into the fucking abyss and like whatever it is. But my point is, it's like finding these other little things that I can do that I can do. Is that what I just said?
You said can twice. What?
That I can do that just allows me to feel like I have a little bit of control. You know? I think that's a healthy thing. I think you should find little things like that you get to have control over.
If you have that problem, yeah.
Yeah, if you have...
I don't feel like I have a control problem. I feel like I don't... Certain things I might, but overall, I feel like I can go with the flow pretty well.
Yeah. I'm realizing I'm like becoming less of a go with the flow type of person. I feel like
that can be bad.
And I used to be like extremely hardcore go with the flow. Like I felt like
Can you name an example?
Just go with the flow. I mean, I feel like I was down to do anything at any time for a long time. I don't think you can find anyone more willing to go with the flow. I think I was the flow. Does that make sense? Like, not like trying to be funny, but like in a weird way. Does that kind of make sense? Like, like I know it's not where we were going with this, but it's like I feel like I'm going with the flow. Like, not as much so now. I feel like I'm very much more now open to like objection. You think? You're not agreeing?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on if it's like, if it was fun things, then yeah, I think you were always down to go, but I think you're still down to go. I could be like, hey, let's go to Mexico tomorrow, and you'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
I think you've always been like that, but if I said...
Maybe more so not go with the flow now in a sense of like, I'm a little more scheduled now than I've ever been before. Not official schedules, you know, I don't write shit down of like this time
No,
or this
it's only
time.
in your head. You're
it's
the
only
only
in my
one
head.
that knows your own schedule, and you get... Like,
I don't...
You get to the point where you'll get shitty at me if I throw off your schedule that I didn't even know about.
Yeah, I've noticed this a lot too. Now that these are all things that I've been actually thinking about. Like the last couple of weeks, I've noticed. I really, really do like just be in my own world a lot of the time. Like, if you see me out and like, if you ever think like maybe I looked at you funny or like I wasn't.
Do you know how long it took?
I wasn't there. I didn't even probably realize you were there. Like,
that's what Mom, like my family, they'd be like, I saw Chase at Walmart and he like didn't even say hey, or he didn't. I was like,
it's not personal.
He literally
I didn't know you were there.
Didn't even see you. I was like, one, he's either so anxious he's just trying to get in and out, or two, he just like doesn't like. he's in his own world. Like, he does not see other people.
Yeah.
Like, I have to, like, yell at you in the store sometimes, like, to, like, get your attention.
Yeah, I know multiple times you've been, like, speaking to me and you have to, like, say it 3 times because
I'll just stop
I'm still, like,
mid-sentence.
zoned.
Yeah.
That's what
pisses me off, because I know that you're not listening, but you're, like, I'm
hearing the sounds. I'm hearing the physical pitch of your voice go up and down. I'm hearing that, but there's no words with it. It's just noise. And
yeah, sometimes I can pick up on it and I just hold up, wait for you to be like, okay, now I'm listening.
And that's what snaps me back into is whenever you stop talking, because then I hear the pitch stop. And I'm like, oh, wait a second. I'm like, it got quiet. And then every time I look and you're staring at me, I'm like, yeah, I don't know where I've been for the last 5 minutes, but I'm back. Yeah, I do that a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. That really is something. I was like, remember there for a little bit, I was like going to go to the doctor. I was like, I got something going on in my head. I was like, I'm just not there. Like, I don't think it was that. What else? Oh, my memory.
Yeah.
Remember? I was like, I got to go to the doctor.
Well, you just put olive oil in the refrigerator 2 days ago, so.
Damn, ain't gonna help me like that on the camera. That's crazy. I did. I put the olive oil right there in the fridge, top shelf, front row, just so I could get it right out the next time I needed it. I saw it in the video. I thought it was... No, I don't know what happened. That's me.
I think it's a combination of...
People think I'm crazy.
ADHD or
people think I'm, like, being dramatic outside of this, but, like, you see. The olive oil in the fridge.
Well, like, I'm not even, like...
How often do I know where my wallet is?
Fucking never.
I don't know where it's at right now.
Never.
I was literally just looking for it before we went to the gym earlier. I don't know where it's at.
4 things you were looking for before we left for the gym. And
I didn't find a single one
of them.
I was looking for 4 things.
It's amazing. I even, like, try and... Sometimes, like, when you keep losing things like that, I try and either... I don't know, like, I've been thinking about getting you, like, a little thing for the back of your phone.
I want to start getting, like, little GPS things on everything that's important, and I'll just start tagging everything and have it on my phone, on that app.
No, then they'll just go dead.
Fuck.
I was going to get you one of those, things that go on the back of your phone that, like, hold your cards and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because you've never lost your phone.
No.
Never lost it. So I was like, okay, I'll get that for him, and he can just keep all that in there. But then in my head, 1, I don't even know what phone you have right now. And 2, we've been talking about for months going and upgrading your phone. So I figured I would get it, and then you would go buy a new phone. But this is like the 3rd time you've lost your wallet this week. So, and then you get... all bent out of shape over it, and it's just a whole ordeal every single time.
I get frustrated because that's that's me being controlled.
Yeah.
Like, I lose my shit, I'm out of control. I don't have it. I don't know where it's at. I can't do anything to find it.
Stress me out in general, though, like, because even if you don't know where your wallet, you could find your wallet. You open up, your fucking debit card's not even there. Like,
it's always. I can't. Like,
I don't know how you live like that.
That shit, I know. That shit where I was talking about, like, it's always fucking something. Yeah. Like, I say that, I'm like...
But you, like, set yourself up for that.
And people are like, it is always something. And I'm like, no. They're like, that's life. It is always something. I know. And I'm like, no, it's something every 30 fucking minutes. Like, and what's really fun, I like to do this thing, the wallet's especially good, because I'll lose the wallet, and then I can find the wallet, but then the debit card is not in there, and then I find the debit card, but then, like, somehow my license slipped out, it's gone, you know what I mean? Like, it can be one problem that, like, I just, like...
I don't know how your wallet gets so stretched out, because...
That shit just falls out of there.
Literally. How many new wallets have you had, and they just get so stretched out for no good reason, and your shit just falls out?
I've only had, like, 2 wallets my whole life, but...
That's a lie. You've had at least 3 since we've been together. I bought you 2.
Really?
I bought you 2 of them.
Oh, well, they're always really similar looking.
Yeah, they are.
They run together. That's how I like them.
I know.
Yeah,
But you know what I'm saying? I don't understand. You hate that so much. That stresses you out so much. And yet you don't do anything. Like, if I find out something about myself that I hate, I'm like, oh, I'm never going to do that to myself again. Like, I'm never going to put myself in that situation again. You do it every fucking day.
Yeah, I'll do it again.
Every day.
I'll do it again knowing I'm doing it again.
I'll find your wallet before you leave for work tonight, and I guarantee it'll be gone by the morning.
Yeah, I won't know where it's at in the morning for sure.
Or your time card, I know whoever works in HR or whatever at your work hates you too. You're constantly losing your time card.
Well, I just fill out a sheet, turn it in, ain't no big deal. But
Did you have a statistic? Is that what?
Well, this is fine. This is better.
Okay.
Yeah, the losing shit. Yeah, most people do. Most people, they have this problem and they fix it. It's like
Or make an effort to fix it. You're not even trying to fix it.
No, because I think my priorities, like, it pisses me off, but, like, I don't actually care.
I do think that's more of a man thing, though. Like, you see all of it's really bad with you, don't get me wrong. But you see all the reels on, like, what I just sent you on Instagram. It was, like, a meme, and it was, my wife makes us put, it was like a husband and kids, makes us put a $5 bill every time in a jar every time she finds something that we can't find. And, like, I do think that is common, but yours is next level. We could go to Mexico next week just based off of 1 week earnings.
Yeah. It's a real problem. Whenever I talk about these things, or I'm like, no, seriously, like, I'm not there all the way. Seriously, you don't get it. I'm like, it's not funny. It's not for the show. It's not like real life. Like,
I know.
There's some
jokes
shit
about it at work,
missing.
and people don't laugh the way that we laugh about it.
Yeah.
I'll be like, Chase always talks about here.
Well, because people probably think you're bullshitting. They're like, he can't be that bad.
They think I think that some of them think that you should probably be locked up in a mental institute.
I should have supervision at least. Someone once a week should at least be knocking on the door and like, everything all right in there? Like, where is he?
You can't even get your probation officer to call you, let alone someone
No more of that shit as of yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
I don't know. Mm-hmm. It was January. Yesterday's February 1st. I know 1,000% it was January. I don't remember the day. But yeah, yesterday's February 1st, so I'm free from the state of Indiana. That's what we'll end it on. We'll end it on just a little bit of encouragement here as we've joked around and we've talked about some of these things that we do seriously deal with. Literally was just dealing with 30 minutes before we turn this camera on. Like, it's every day. Maybe hopefully you guys get some laughs about it. It is kind of funny. We sit back and we do laugh about it later on, but like this is really day-to-day life shit that we deal with and go through. What I was just referring to, though, as I told you guys about in earlier episodes, I did get arrested, last October.
September.
September
before last.
Yeah,
September
over a year ago.
Yeah.
Not the recent September, the one before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 23. For the drinking, went through all that. I won't go into all that detail again. But, whenever you make mistakes like that, and, that's what's going to come if you're out there struggling with these kinds of things. It's not, if, it's just when. I always thought it wouldn't be me. I wouldn't get picked up. I spent a lot of time drinking behind the wheel, doing shit I shouldn't have done. And I was always like, I always saw other people getting picked up for this shit, getting arrested, doing shit they shouldn't do. And you just never think that's ever going to come around to you. And so again, it's not if, it's just when. If you continue to make those decisions, you're going to find yourself having to deal with the repercussions of those decisions, which I had to do, which I got away, I'm very fortunate. I'm very fortunate for what ended up coming of all that. Did find myself a year of probation.
You never lost your license, though.
Yeah, well, right after I did, about 3 months until court. But which was all they were going to do. 90 days is about normal anyway. But they backdated it since it was like 100 days till I went. Anyway, so, point being, I can't remember the exact day, but in January, last month, was my year of that. It is now February 2nd. That is over.
It's December. It was December.
Yeah, well, it was January by the time I finally got
probation. Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
So, I don't remember the day, but like I said, today's the 2nd of February, so that means that the month of January is over, which confirms that I'm no longer under the grips of the state of Indiana. My debt to them is cleared. I spent a lot of time the last year clearing debts and mending bridges and trying to be better, and this is one more thing I can knock off the list that's behind me, that I can put behind me. I don't have to, never forget, but no longer have to worry about. And we're just going to put that shit in the past, and that's where we're going to leave it. I'm not going to let the state of Indiana or alcohol take anything away from my life ever again. And that's a little bit of encouragement there just to end this episode. You guys are watching if you're struggling. Again, we're a year and 3 months later, so I've had a drink. We put the legal stuff behind us. We're moving forward. We're healthy. We're pretty happy most days.
We're happy.
Not a lot to complain about. So that's what we'll wrap up this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. We got some stuff coming up soon, hopefully this week. Getting excited, ready to turn up the style of this podcast a little bit, mix some shit up, get some people in here.
Vlogging too.
Get some people in here, have some more discussions. I've been in communication with some people, so hopefully that will be coming up soon. I'm really excited about that. I hope you guys are too. Head over to the YouTube page, Spotify, hit a like, subscribe, share the video. Don't share it for us, share it for someone else maybe who needs to see it. Head over to Hydrate 12 IV Therapy, Facebook, Instagram. Check them out. Get your IV scheduled today if you're feeling under the weather, battling that hydration. Hit her up.
I don't think you battle dehydration. You battle.
Yeah, well.
But I see you. It was good.
You know the point. Hit them up. Get it in. Get that IV in. We are releasing videos every single week. Guest speakers coming up soon. Guest appearances. All of that. Keep up with the socials. We'll be releasing whenever more episodes coming out. All that good stuff. Thank you guys for watching. We love you. Bye.